Today I am going to discuss about stress management. So, at first I would like to explain you the meaning of stress. The simple meaning of stress is it's a pressure or tension. It's a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or demanding circumstances. So, you can consider stress as a feeling of emotional or physical tension, and it can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Stress is something that is normal and very common as well. It is a normal reaction the body has when changes occur, resulting in physical, emotional, and intellectual responses. So, when you experience any kind of changes or challenges, your body produces physical and mental responses, and that's what stress is, and that's stress. Okay, now the changes or the challenges or the situations, these are known as the stressors. Okay, these are known as the stressors. The death of a loved one, illness, then marriage, a job interview, examination, public speaking. These are some of the things which can cause stress, and these are nothing but stressors. So, it's also very necessary to manage stress, to control stress. As I have already mentioned that stress is something that is very common, so you cannot sometimes run away from stress and problems, and you cannot eliminate these kind of situations. So whenever you face these kind of situations which might cause stress, you need to learn to control your emotions. You need to learn to manage stress, and that's what stress management is all about. Now, let us see whether stress is good or bad. So, if I ask you this question, what do you think? Is stress good or is stress bad? Probably you would say that stress is bad, but sometimes stress can also be good. So, moderate levels of stress may actually improve performance and efficiency. So, when you are a little stressed, when you are a little anxious regarding something, or when you are a little stressed, it might help you to perform well. It might help you to prepare well so that you can perform properly. Okay, so it can sometimes improve your performance, and a little amount of stress can help you to be efficient, to be effective, and it can definitely help you to achieve your goals. Okay, so a little amount of stress will motivate you to do something which will help you, and a little amount of stress can also push you to actually perform. All right, so before any examination, if you are totally carefree and you are not at all worried, okay, then you will not study. But if you are a little stressed, if you are a little worried about your exam, if you are a little nervous about it, it will help you to study so that you can write your exam properly. And that kind of stress is considered to be a good type of stress. Okay, but too much of stress may cause an unproductive anxiety level and may result in burnout situations. Okay, too much of stress is not at all healthy. It's something that will cause or create a lot of problems. So that is why stress management is very, very necessary, so that you don't harm anybody, so that you are not harmed. Okay, so little stress can definitely motivate you to do something good. It might help you to improve your performance, but too much of stress is definitely harmful, and that's why you need to learn to control or manage stress. All right, now let us see what are the causes of stress. What causes stress or tension? These are some of the common causes of stress. Being unhappy in your job. So suppose you work in one organization and you are not happy about certain things, then definitely that would cause stress. Next one is having a heavy workload or too much responsibility. So, when you have a lot of responsibility, when you are loaded with work, then definitely these kind of situations can cause a lot of stress. Then, working for long hours, if you continuously work for many hours, then definitely your body, your mind, everything will start giving up, and definitely this situation is kind of very stressful. Then having poor management, unclear expectations of your work, or no say in the decision making process. So when you work in some organization which has a very bad management, which has a very poor management, and when you are not at all clear really regarding your expectations, okay, and when you have no say in the decision making process, so when you feel like you are not asked about anything and you are a nobody and you are exploited or something like that, then this kind of things can definitely cause stress. Working under dangerous conditions can also cause stress, because when we work under dangerous conditions, we are kind of afraid, nervous, and that causes stress. Being insecure about your chance for advancement or risk of termination. So, when you are insecure at your workplace regarding whether you'll be promoted or not, or if you have a risk of termination all the time and you don't have job security, then of course these are some of the reasons of stress. Having to give speeches in front of colleagues. So, if you are a person who has stage fear, if you are somebody who is unable to perform in front of the public, then definitely it's a hard task to deliver a speech in front of anybody, okay? And this kind of situations, when you are asked to deliver any kind of speech in front of your friends, your colleagues, or anybody else, can cause stress. Then facing discrimination or harassment at work, especially if your company isn't supportive. So if you face this kind of situations, like if you face discrimination or you are harassed at your workplace, and suppose your company is not at all supportive, then definitely these can cause stress. Then the death of a loved one, loss of a job, increase in financial obligations, getting married, moving to a new home. These are some of the common causes of stress. Chronic illness or injury. So when you are ill, when you have been ill for a long time, it can definitely cause stress, okay? And if you are injured or something like that, then the situations can cause stress. The next one is emotional problems such as depression, anxiety, anger, grief, guilt, low self esteem. So, these are some of the emotional problems or emotions which can cause stress. Now, stress is something that is definitely related to our emotions, to our human emotions, okay? And emotions are a part of our life, and emotions can sometimes cause stress, okay? So when you're unable to control your emotions, then of course it can cause stress. The next point is taking care of an elderly or sick family member. So when you have been taking care of an elderly person or a sick family member, you can definitely cause stress because you have to take care of that person all the time, look after him or her all the time, and you're also kind of worried about him or her, and this can definitely cause stress. Then the next one is traumatic event such as a natural disaster, theft, rape, or violence against you or a loved one can also cause stress. Now, let us see some of the signs of stress. Okay, so when you are stressed, how will you be actually able to understand that you are actually stressed? Okay, so these are some of the signs which can tell that you are stressed. Okay, so the first one is sleep disturbance, when you are unable to sleep or when you're having insomnia. Okay, and this is a common sign of stress. So, when you are tensed, worried, anxious, or stressed, then you might not be able to sleep peacefully or properly. The next one is clenched jaw. So, when you clench your jaw, probably you are angry or you are upset. So, it's a sign of stress. Then when you grind your teeth, then when you have digestive upsets, these are some of the common signs of stress. And lump in your throat, then difficulty swallowing, when you are unable to swallow your food properly, when you have difficulty swallowing your food, can be a sign of or a result of stress. Then agitated behavior, okay, then playing with your hair. So when you touch your hair or touch your jaw or your nose, then it might be a result of stress. Okay, a lot of people, when they are nervous, okay, when they are nervous, they start playing with their hair, they start touching their jaw, they start touching their chin, they start touching their nose. So these are some of the signs of stress. Then increased heart rate, okay, then general restlessness, when you feel restless, okay, when you feel restless, that can be a sign of stress. Then sense of muscle tension in your body or actual muscle twitching can be also a sign of stress. Then next one is non-cardiac chest pains. So when you have non-cardiac chest pains, then it might be a sign of stress. If it has nothing to do with um, some illness, then it might be due to stress. Then dizziness is also a sign of stress. A lot of people feel dizzy due to stress. Then hyperventilating. So when you breathe at an abnormally rapid rate, that's what hyperventilating is, and that can be a sign of stress. Then sweaty palms, a lot of people, they start sweating and they have sweaty palms, can also be a sign of stress, anxiety, nervousness. Then stumbling over words when you are unable to pronounce the words properly, or when you're unable to find the right words to express your emotions. The next one is high blood pressure, then lack of energy. When you don't feel like moving, then fatigue is also another sign of stress. Okay, so these are some of the common signs of stress. I hope all of you have understood. Let me know in the comment section, in the chat box, whether you have understood or not.